Let me get started. So the agenda here is for today. What is the new things in Ant Media Server for the latest release? And the key features are these ones: web support, video analytics, interactive HTTP streaming, HLS streaming. And after that, I will just create a break. And I will just share the message of Ant Media if it resonates in you or not, because we just would like to find the correct message to deliver to the user that resonates in them. So I will just share it with you, and I'm just wondering about your thoughts, if it resonates in you or not. So after that, we will just showcase the multi-track, in other words, multi-view player, recent developments in video conferencing, and at the end, I'm just wondering your thoughts in general about the events and maybe some questions. And for the next, what do you want to see? What do you want for next? Even if we have some commitments in our roadmap, in our pipeline, we will love to hear from you. The VIP is implemented by Yunus, and Yunus is here. Discussion. I'm not the one that will just showcase everything, demonstrate everything. Most of the time, the developers or the implementers will just share their insights and information. Yunus, are you here?
Yes.
Could you please tell what's the VIP?
VIP is a new signaling protocol for WebRTC. It uses HTTP for exchange of messages. Previously we were using WebSocket. It was possible to use WebSockets for exchange of messages on signaling. But with VIP, there is only one message. It's a HTTP request response. So that way we exchange the SDP and then start the communication between peers.
Yeah, thank you for that one. And the VIP is something that can be accepted in the market, and most of the providers just support the VIP. And the reason that why we implement the VIP is the demands coming to Ant Media server, to Ant Media. Hey guys, do you support VIP? We need to use VIP. And then we just thought that it is the time to implement the VIP. Thank you very much, Yunus, for the implementation. Is it possible to make the demonstration with the OBS?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
As you said, Ozabe, the number one reason to use VIP is the simplicity. Previously, when you wanted to stream through OBS to Ant Media, you had to deal with some configurations. You had to choose like Art Custom, and then you need to choose RTMP, and then you had to do some settings here for zero latency. With the VIP, we don't need to do all of those. You just come here to settings, you just choose service as VIP, and then there is a simple URL. This will be your Ant Media server URL, the name of the application, and then your VIP, and finally the ID of the stream.
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm wondering, you are saying that when we choose the VIP as a service, the OBS configures its encoder settings automatically for having a zero latency or real-time streaming. Is this a correct statement?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't need to deal with RTMP settings like we did previously.
Yeah.
You just choose VIP, and then you.
I have a question, Yunus.
Yeah.
This is standard installation for the OBS, right? There is no such a plugin or something.
No, this is included. This is included on the latest release of OBS. I think it's 30 minus 30, so it's included. You don't really need to do anything. Actually, Ant Media Server VIP supports all kind of published parameters, but on OBS we can pass some query parameters. I think token is not one of them, because on VIP you need to pass token through authorization header. If I'm wrong, correct me, Oğuz abi, please.
Yeah, just a simple clue for your end. Before merging this stuff, I implemented the bearer token stuff. So if you just add your AWT token or any kind of token to the bearer token, then the Ant Media server will accept it. So you can use all security features with the VIP implementation Ant Media server.
Yeah, thank you for that. So I think this answers your question, Mustafa. If you pass it here, it should be okay. Also,
Yeah.
you can pass other publish parameters with just adding them as query parameters, just like on the web video player. So let's publish one. I'm gonna click streaming and the publish is started. Let's go to test server. And as you see now, we have the stream.
For just clarification, I can say that the OBS is the open broadcaster software, which is one of the most used studio software to publish, create videos, live, record, and some other things. So that we just showcase the VIP support with the OBS as well. I think it is okay. Yunus, is there anything that you would like to add?
No, I think we will also demonstrate the client part.
Yeah.
So this is all actually for OBS. It's very simple.
Okay. So then I'm again sharing my screen. Then here's a question. This question is not for Yunus. I'm just going to ask someone, maybe in our team or anyone can respond from the you guys. So what is the reason to create VIP? So is there anyone who would like to answer such a question? Or maybe I can ask to, for instance, Burak, you.
Okay, I can answer your question as I can do. Okay.
Sure, no worries.
Well, you know that WebRTC is very good real-time streaming protocol, but it has two phases. The first phase is creating the connection between the peers. The second one is the streaming. The streaming part is okay. It is well documented and it's standardized by the developers of that protocol. But the signaling part is left to the users. You can create your own signaling protocol. You can do it with WebSocket. You can do it with HTTP, whatever you want to do. So I think this VIP is a standard way to handling this signaling thing actually. So if a server supports VIP and you integrate it with that server, then you can also migrate to another server which supports the VIP without changing anything in your code base. Otherwise, you need to implement the new server's protocol, signaling protocol. So
Yeah,
this VIP is standard way to handling the signaling. That is
yeah, okay,
what I like.
I
sure.
have also one case to share.
Yeah, definitely. Please go ahead.
It is what I experienced from some real-time examples when dealing with customers. So sometimes we see that some users have a source coming in the OBS. Might be the source is available in their local network, but they want to use the WebRTC for publishing in a real time. So what they do, they use the OBS source as a source on a web browser and then publish the stream from there. But it does not work as a perfect setup so I think VIP solves that problem so that you can directly send the stream from the OBS studio with your source directly to the server. So it will that browser part will be removed from the pipeline and your stream will be more smooth. I mean, you can use the OBS parameters like constant bitrate,
Yeah,
keyframe interval, etc. All these things. So that will be a good. That would be a very good use case to use the VIP as well.
yeah. It's. I'm hearing from you is that it is more professional. The quality is better, experience is better, uh, because OBS directly uses VIP and every configuration parameters is under our control. Perfect. So, anyone, guys, would like to add anything? Would like to share anything for that one?
And to add something to Yash comment,
Okay.
because someone has their own streaming solution with OBS, but they are using RTMP. When we suggest migrating from RTMP to WebRTC, that means they need to implement something. But with this solution, we
Yeah.
can directly use WebRTC instead of the RTMP easily without changing your setup. This is also good for OBS users to switch from the RTMP to the WebRTC easily. As I
Okay.
wrote in the chat, I hope if we can see it in the FFmpeg. I'm a FFmpeg user more than OBS. I want to see it there.
Okay, so then let me proceed. Even we provide the OBS, I think it is also useful to have some kind of implementation for the front end, for the web interfaces. While we are merging this stuff, I just find out this package, iWin endpoint, and I have just contact with Jonas, this guy. So he would like to join to this meeting. Unfortunately, he's not available for today. He's just curious about the recording. He would like to see the recording. So we have used this iWin endpoint package. So it is available in npm.js and created a very simple sample for that one. So this is source code is available, in the GitHub repositories. Guys, could you please share the source code of this VIP HTML on GitHub? So this is just a simple implementation. When I click the start button, so it is just saying status is starting, taking some time, and right now it is connected to the backend. And when I click this button, so it is playing. So this is just an Ant Media Server stream. So you can do anything for that one. You can just create multi-bitrate streaming. You can send to the YouTube. You can create HLS dash, and low latency HLS is also coming, so that you can do anything that you do regularly for the Ant Media Server streams. So, but while we are proceeding the pros and cons of the VIP, I just would like to show you something. So when I click the start button, you see that it takes about maybe 3 seconds or something to start publishing. So from our end, I think our WebSocket signaling is a little faster to publish the streaming, because it does not wait for the things. It is just relaying to the configuration parameters directly. So as you see, it is also here as well. So Yunus, I'm also asking you, so you implement the VIP, you just learn what the things are working in VIP. What are the pros and cons of the VIP?
I think the main advantage of VIP is as we all told, it's simplicity. You don't really deal with WebSocket exchange of messages. You just implement it with HTTP. So simplicity is the number one reason. One of the disadvantages currently is, as you showed, it takes a little bit more time to establish the connection. I mean, the exchanged message. The reason is the ice gathering phase. During ice gathering, the server waits a little bit to gather all the candidates and then returns it back to the client. So it takes like a second more to establish the connection, I think. But as we discussed previously with Ozab, there can be some improvements done on our end to that. I think there is some extensions of the VIP protocol to solve this problem also. I think we can implement such features to handle this problem.
Yes.
Also, one more advantage is, for example, maybe someone can use a Raspberry Pi or some embedded device to publish a WebRTC stream. If you have such use case, I mean, dealing with WebSocket messages is a bit of hassle. But when you use VIP, it's very simple. Like every device supports it. You will just send the HTTP request, and it will be enough. It might be a good use case also. Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, I just want to add one thing for that one. So VIP is, in HTTP based. So the interactivity on the connection cannot, I mean, if the server has some kind of things to report to the client, then the connection has disclosed, as far as I know, on the VIP, closed, so that there will be no interactivity between the client and the server. So because in our cases, we most of the time have some kind of callbacks coming from the servers about the notifications and some other things. Maybe it is good, maybe not, I'm not sure. the losing of the interactivity between the client and the server, I think it is a cons for the VIP. This is just my opinion. So then I'm just returning back to you guys. Anyone would like to say anything about the VIP pros and cons, or anything?
I agree with you, Ulzabi. There is no exchange of messages, so it lowers the interactivity, as you said. I mean, if someone is developing a desktop application, like a browser application, I think WebSocket can be the way to go. But as I mentioned previously, if you are using like a primitive device to publish, then VIP might save your life. Also, for such use cases as
Yeah.
Yash mentioned, streaming through OBS, it's also a life-saving feature.
Yeah, sure, definitely. So I'm just, before proceeding to the next, I just would like to share that even if you would like to need to use the the SDK, the WebSocket signaling is already implemented in the AntMedia WebRTC adapter, so that you don't need to implement the signaling on your end. You can just use it directly in your web application. So thank you very much, Yunus, for the implementation, and thank you for the explanations.